forget that stuff. So, like I said, we have discussed group selector, child selector, descendant selector, chaining selector, combining selectors, adjacent selectors, general sibling selectors, and all um, attributes selectors. And today we will continue our selectors with pseudo classes. And if time permits us, we are going to talk about pseudo elements also. Now, what is pseudo classes? A pseudo class is used to define a special state, underline state, used to define the state of an element. What do you mean by state? For example, let me go to a site, for example. Let me see. Let me see whether, okay, now look at this button, login button. The moment I over it, something changed. The shade of the color changed. It shows that that button is on another state, the over state. When I move my mouse over it, something changed to tell me or to tell the user that an event has happened. Now, look at this one too. You can see it's underlined, right? So that is state, right? And also, if, most of the time in links, once I click on a link, the color changes. But these days, that has been discouraged so that they don't want people to know the pages or the site that a client has visited. So that's why they tend to discourage changing the state of a link, a clicked link. So, but overstate, yes, that is still being used, right? So the moment you over a button, something changes. Look at that. Look at that arrow, and it tends to scale up somehow, right? That is state. So we use pseudo classes to achieve such kind of states. So we are going to demonstrate that now. Let me bring out a link. Okay, I think I've deleted that link, but let me see links. Yes, this is an example of pseudo class. Now, if I comment out this, we have just the list, right? This list item. If you can remember when we are discussing about, okay, we have not discussed about float. Okay, don't worry, we discuss about it fully. Yes, I remember that we discussed it at at a face value, but we go in depth into it very soon. Maybe the next few classes from now. So now, if I go back to my code, right, this is the menu, right? And you can see that as I'm moving my mouse over it, nothing is happening, right? Nothing. Exactly. So it's not telling me the state of the list. It's not saying probably the mouse is over the link, the list or not. But the moment I use the pseudo class, pseudo, this is the pseudo, the dots over, right? So the moment I do this, this is the element I'm trying to create a state for. I want to create a state for this list that the moment I move my mouse over it, change the background color to gray, right? I can even do different things, right? Which I won't want to go into now, right? It's called a transition state. Now, the moment I put my pseudo class on this list element and I move my mouse over it, you can see now something is happening. It is obvious that I am right on the home menu, about menu, services, and so on and so forth. Is there any question on that? Is there any question on that?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, this is the syntax of it. You have your selector, then the pseudo class. This is your pseudo class, just this part. Just this part. Why this is your selector. Now, if I kind of go to another example, which we are still going to go in depth into. Let me see. I think it should be here. Child, no, this one. Now, I try to create this just in preparation for the class, right? Look at how complex this is. We are still going into this end child. I think so. Let me see. Yeah, we still going to it anyway. It's not here though. We are saying okay, yes, is there. This is it. Nth child. Now you can see that you can make it as complex as possible, right? This is a selector. This is a pseudo class. This is another pseudo class on it, right? We I'm going to desist for now on this so that I won't confuse anyone. So now let's go on. So now look at this example here. This is what a selector as well, right? This is selector, while the other one, this one right here, is the pseudo class. So the element you are trying to target, you use your selector to select that. Then if you want to over it, then you use your over. I think there are so many. It's not just over that is available. If I okay, let me see whether I can go get more out. There are so many pseudo classes. Pseudo. Now full screen matches all elements that is currently in full screen mode, right? Many of these you may not even use, right? But the the commonly used one is the over, the visited, the link, and the active. Those are the commonly used ones, right? So, but it's just for me to tell you that there are others, and which you can actually play around with. Actually, matches when elements such as checkboxes and radio buttons are toggled, right? That is what this one is doing. So just know that because there's no way we can go through one and each and every one of this. No, there's no time for that. It's not possible. So please and please, this documentation is there for you to visit. The purpose of this class is to introduce you, to explain what pseudo class is doing. So you can go to this site, this MDN web document, read more about it, and try to play around with it. So this is what I was talking about, the link, the visited, even the target also, so many. Let me see. Do I have any one pseudo? Okay, let's see this one. Um, Let me see this one. If I try to let me try to run this. Okay, let me close this one first. Where is it again? Pseudo, no, this pseudo element, pseudo class, this one. Okay, I think it's not here. Okay, okay, this one. Now you can see, look at this one now. As I'm moving over it, the background color is changing, right? And it's all because of this over. Then you have your active. When I click active is I think when the is it when the okay, no, this one is visited. This one says that change the color the moment you click on it. Let's see if I click on this and I go back, you can see the font color has changed from white to black to tell you that I have visited that site, that link. Okay, it's not active on this one, but it should actually. Something happened. Cannot get. Okay, it should turn to black. Let me see. Visited. A visited. It should turn to black. Hmm. Let me see something. Let me just do hashtag. Aha, yes, it's black now. So probably because the web page is not available. So I can just change that to hashtag. So it shows I've clicked on all this before. So that is all about pseudo classes. Now, pseudo element is quite different from pseudo class. Pseudo element is not state. Pseudo element tries to adjust the content of an element. For example, maybe if I want this first the first F, if I want this first F, that F there, the first F of the forward, if I want it to become bigger, I can target that. Or maybe I want this first line to have a different formatting. Yes, that is what pseudo element is doing. And if you notice, in pseudo class, you have just a single column, but in pseudo element is double. You can see it here, double, right? Double here. Now, let's even talk about um, what's it called? Pseudo class one more time in terms of a first child, end child before I go into pseudo elements. Now, if I open this, I think I opened one before. This one again. Yes, this one. Let me run this one. Now, look at this list. Let's look at the structure, the HTML structure, because first, before you can understand the CSS, look at the structure first. That's the first thing. you can see that is the content is purely ordered list, right? And you have your list items, and there are 20 in whole. And if you look at each of the lists, this list has been styled to have a background of beach, right? Now, if I remove comment out this one first, right? This is okay. Let me remove this one first. Let me remove this selector. Now, this is exactly how it looks like, right? Now, let us assume that I just want to style this very first one. This is the first child of this order list. So I can say, okay, the list, the list element, I come here, the list element that is first child. I want only that to have that style. And you can see that is what we have there. The same thing, we can do last child. Last child. You will see the last child the last child of this order list, we get as styling. But the question is there any other thing that can be done? Yes, I can do it such that I want two the even numbers 2, 4, 6, and so on, 8, 10 to 20 to receive the styling. And that is the purpose of the nth child. If you go back to let me see whether I wrote out the expression there. The nth child selector matches every element that is the nth child of its parents. For example, if I come to this code and I say, okay, I want um the nth child is a function. You can see it's a function. Anyway, you understand what a function is later by the time you start JavaScript. Now, I want every even number of this list to have to receive this styling. If I go back, you see that every even, this is 1, 2, 3, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. You will see that the every even list element received the styling, right? At the same time, you can do odd. I can do odd here, odd, right? You notice that every odd received that styling. Now, um, you can use what is the two number 2n to represent even number. At the same time, you can use 3n to represent odd number. For example, let's see the 2n first. You will see that it's it picks every second of the nth element every second. That is what this 2n stands for. Every second of the element. This one says that every third of the elements, every third. And if I do 4 here, 4 makes it to pick the every fourth element, and so on and so forth. I can increase to 5, every fifth element. As you can see, every fifth element. But now, there's what we call offsets. Now, this value here is what we call offset. And what is offset all about? Offset is saying that, okay, start styling from that position first. For example, let's say I want to give it an offset of 1. This one is saying that, okay, start with the first element, style this one, then after that count 5 again and style. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one will be styled. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one will be styled, and so on and so forth. So if you go back to our code, you will see the very first one is styled. That's the offset. This offset of 1. And this next one will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Styled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is every other fifth element. Now, if I decide to do 2 here, what I'm saying is that start with the second element, then every other fifth element. This is second element, and then every other. This is second, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth. Now, we can have a negative value here too. Negative value is kind of interesting. Unlike the positive value that follows the order of the elements, what negative value does is this. It will first of all, maybe I think if my memory does not fail me, it will come here, pick this one, the fifth element, but because I've given it an offset of -2 right there, so instead of picking this one, it will count backward 1, 2. It will pick this one first, then it will now do every other 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Let's see what that one will give us. So normally it should have started from the fifth element, but because of that -2, it counted backward 1, 2. Now started from here. So, and the moment it starts from here, then it will now continue to count every fifth element. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can decide to do 3 anyway, right? So if you look at now look at 3. Normally 3 will start from here, right? Now it's now counted 2 backward. 1, 2. Now start from here, then count every other 3. 1, 2, 3. Start. 1, 2, 3. Start, and so on and so forth. Is there any question on what I just discussed? Any question? I want answers. Any question?
No question, sir.
No question. All right. I have question for the class.
No, sir.
Okay. I have question for the class. I want to style this very first one. Oh, okay. No. I want to style this one, and I think this one here. So how do I do it? This one. This one. I want to style. Where's my pen again? I want to style this. No. Red color. Why is it not coming up? I don't know why my color is not coming up. Or what's going on? Okay. So I want to style this one, this element. Is and this one. So how do I do that? How do I achieve that? You want me to call names? I will call names. Israel.
Okay, sir. We can do it in 2 ways. Oh, okay, yes. We can do it in 2 ways. The first way I think we can work through it is by using 9n. That's nth nth child into bracket 9n.
N try
Oh,
into bracket 9n. Like that, right?
sorry, into brackets. No, 9n plus, yes, 9n alone.
9n. Okay, let's see.
Yes,
Yes, that is correct. That is correct. Now, I want Joshua to answer this question. I want to style. I want to style this. That is the sixth element there. I want to style this one, and I want to style that one. Joshua, Joshua, I'm waiting for you.
Yes, sir.
So tell me, I want to style line 35, line 41, and line 47.
Um, 6 and
You said what?
I said 6 and
Okay, 6n.
yeah, but I haven't finished from.
You haven't finished?
No, I've finished my statement.
Okay, 6n. I'm waiting.
So did you say that you wanted to start number 6 and 12?
Yes,
Oh,
line 35, line 41, and line 47.
yeah, only 6 and
Only 6n, right?
yeah,
Is that all?
yeah, that's all.
Okay, let's see. So
Mm.
that's we have it. Okay, one more person I'm going to call. Let me clear my screen. So I want hold on. Let me move it down a bit. Okay. So I want this, 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 and that style. Who else have I not called? Let's see. Favor. I want favor. Favor.
Sir, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. 4N.
4n. Is that all?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we have exactly what we want to style. Okay, one last one on this one. And Sister Wajesu, I want you to prepare to answer that. So now I want to style this one, this one. Sister Wajesu.
Sir, 7N.
7n. She said 7n. Let's see. Good. Correct. 7n. Now, let's take it further. I'm starting with Sister Wajesu. So let's see. Let me clear my screen. I want to style this one. That one. And that's one. How do I do it? Sister Wajesu.
Sir, can you hear me?
I
Sir,
can
can
hear
you
you
hear
now.
me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. 3n
Okay, hold on. Let me. She said 3n
minus
minus
7.
minus 7. Okay. Let me write down what we are trying to say. We are trying to style 3, 10, and 17. Okay. So let's see. She said 3n minus 7. Mm-mm. No. I- Is it correct? Hmm?
Okay.
Is it correct? Yes or no?
No, sir.
Okay, so you want to give it another try?
Yes, sir.
Try it again.
7n plus 3.
7n plus 3. Who gave you the answer there? I heard somebody talking at the background. Did somebody teach you? Ewajesu,
Sir?
did somebody teach you the answer? Say the truth.
Sorry,
Oh.
no. I think favor was one on the background.
Did she give you the answer? You guys are together, Abi, and you are now talking to each other there. Where is even David himself? Huh? Favor, Ewajesu, where is David?
I don't know why you didn't join me.
Okay. All right, so let's go on. 7n plus 3. After Sister Favor has taught, I'm assuming anyway. Am I right by assuming that? Ewajesu, you are not answering me. 3, 10, and 17. Okay. Sister Favor, since you are the teacher there, oh yeah, this one is for you. Where is my pencil again? But I hope it's clear, anyway. The purpose is for you to get clarity. Is it clear, Ewajesu?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I want you to come in. I want this one styled, styled, styled. Aha. So that is 4, 10, 16. Sister Wajesu. So Sister Favor, rather. Favor. Okay, you are still calculating. If you are
Sir,
okay,
yes, sir. I'm still trying to figure it out.
okay, okay.
4, 10, 16. Sir, please give me a minute.
No, no problem. While she's brooding over it, I want others also to look at it because I can call anyone if in case she didn't get it. So while she's thinking about it, please others too should think about it.
Okay, sir, I think I've gotten it.
Okay. So talk to me.
6n minus 2.
6n
6n minus 2. Minus 2.
6n minus 2. 4, 10, and 16. Oh, wow. Clap for her. Yes, correct. 610 minus 2. Good. All right. Now, I want, how many do I have here? Feromi. I want Feromi to answer this next question. Let me clear the board. So Feromi, I want you to do this for me. So that is 3, 7, 11, 15, 19. As Feromi is thinking about it, I want others also to think about it. So Feromi, you have the floor. I want to style item 3, 7, 11, 15, and 19. How do I do it?
I think it's with 11
11
n
n
plus 2.
plus 2. 11n plus 2. Okay, let's see. Wrong. Do you want to try again?
Yes.
Okay. But before you try, I want you to analyze what you just wrote here, 11m plus 2. What this one is saying that is this. Start at number 2. Start at number 2. Then style that number 2. Then count every 11th. That is what this is saying. Count every 11th, which is exactly what is happening here. The number 2 first, start it, then count every 11th. 1, 2, 3, 4 till 11th. 11 plus 2 here is 13. So you can see the 11th item there is 13. So that is what that one is doing. So try again.
3 with 3n plus 4.
3n plus 4. Are you sure? Because You are saying start at 4. Already, that is off because 4 is not among the items to start. This one is saying that
4n plus 3.
you said 4n
4n is 4n plus 3.
plus 3. Exactly. Is it understood by everyone?
Yes, sir.
Joshua, is it understood?
I don't know. I don't think I understand.
Then why are you not asking question? Why do you have to wait till I call your name out to
No,
ask
I'm
question?
just analyzing it, and then I didn't think I understand.
Okay, so what is your confusion?
Uh, the
I'm listening.
oh, oh no, I think I understand it now.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay, let me test you if you are sure. I'm going to give you one now.
Ah, I did.
So I want Joshua to give me this. That is 2, 8, 14, and 20. Joshua, Joshua, I'm waiting for you.
So I just calculate.
Oh, okay, you're calculating. Okay, that's fine.
So is it 6 plus 2?
You said
No.
6. Oh, undo.
Sometimes just-
You said 6, right?
Yes,
Plus what?
2.
2. Okay. Last answer, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's review. So I have 2, 8, 14, and 20. That's good. That's fine. All right, so I want to assume that everyone is clear about the int child, right? And pseudo classes. Like I said, there are so many. So just go to the MDN, play around with it. Then you can have more visibility to it. Now, pseudo elements, we have 15 more minutes. Pseudo elements, like I said, pseudo element is used to size specify part of an element. It just a specific part of an element. That's what pseudo element is doing. Now, for example, and note the difference. We have double column. Yeah, this is the syntax here, double column, unlike the single column in pseudo class. Now, let's see an example. Let me see. Okay, yes, I have one here. Um, let me open up this. Now look at this character T here. It should be around here. This is a paragraph inside the main content. I would like to have a drop cap. Now, at the same time, look at this first line. You can see it's tied differently from others, right? And that is exactly what pseudo element is doing. Pseudo element kind of takes part of that element, right, and give it a style. Now look at this first okay, let me talk about, okay, let me just remove this one first. This first line, comment it. Now let's talk about, sorry, let me remove the first letter first. Let's talk about this first line. Let's preview. This is how it is. Now, if I remove this selector out, this is the normal article, right? This is a paragraph inside the main content. I would like blah 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 to drop. Have a drop cap. Now, if I apply the pseudo elements, now listen carefully. You know, this is the pseudo elements here. This one here is the selector. This selector is saying, okay, a paragraph that is adjacent to H1. Remember what adjacent is? Adjacent is what? The element that is immediately after a specific element. That is adjacent. Immediately. I want you to note this immediately. Now, if you look at the HTML structure, we have H1, right? Now we have paragraph and paragraph. But this particular paragraph is immediately after this H1. And that is why this one is being targeted. The paragraph element that is immediately after this H1. That is what this one is saying. Paragraph element immediately after H1. So this is what that one is saying. Now, if I remove, for example, if I just remove this pseudo element, let me just remove it for just for fun. And if we go back and do something like font size, just to make it obvious, so that you be sure that we are actually targeting that's this first element, right? So let's see. You can see it's so big. That's the very first element, right? So now everything here has been selected by just using this one, this H1 plus P. But my aim is just to style the first line. Now, this first line can be a function of the viewport. As the viewport is increasing, the first line is increasing. Now, this is the first line here, right? That's the first line. If I increase the viewport width again, okay, I think it has reached the maximum. It has reached the maximum, right? So, and what was it? The very first line is the line that appear at the very beginning of that element. Now, if I remove this font size out, you will see that the content in that first line has increased, right? It has increased. Now let me see if I drop it, if I reduce the size again. Okay, it's not okay. Okay, it's not kind of responsive. Fine, that's fine. We will still talk about responsive design when we get to Flexbox. So now, but my intention is not just to style the entire content of this first paragraph element. My intention is just the first line, that first line here, this very first line. So now, what I will do is that I will now use the pseudo element, which is the double column, right? Pick the first line, right? So now I'm targeting the very first line. I'm saying, okay, I want it to be Georgia. I want it to be italic. So if you go back, you will see that it is different. Okay, let's increase the font size a bit to make it come out a bit 1.5 rem, for example. Okay, now you can see it has increased. Now before, I would like to have a drop cap was part of the first line, but because I've increased the size of the size of this first line, it has pushed the would like to have a drop cap to this next second line, and that is why this one is not receiving the styling. Now let me comment that one out and see. You will see that now it has come back to its normal size, and I would like to have a drop cap as is now included in that styling. Now let's increase the size again, right? Let's say 2.5, for example, 2.5. You will see that now this main content has gone off the first line. So it's not receiving that's the styling that we have given to it. So the main thing I want you to take away here is that this pseudo element, first line, we only style the very first line of any element that we selected, right? Any first lines that we decide to target or select, that is what is going to style. So let me remove this font size again to take it back to normal size. So now it has gone back to its normal size, and now we have the I would like to have a drop cap fully styled accordingly. Now let's say I want this T to have a different style, and that is the purpose of this first letter. Now I'm still targeting the first paragraph immediately following the H1 element, which is still this one, but at the same time I only want this first letter T to be styled. Now I don't want to float it. I'm going to remove the floats. I'm going to remove this float. I don't want to float it. Let me see. Now, but I want to increase the font size, and the family is still Georgia, right? And maybe okay. Let me just remove this padding. Let me just increase the size. Let's see what will happen. Now you can see. Look at it. I've been able to target only that character, the very first character, the very first letter, right? Which is this one, right? So I can decide to go into this what was it called, this anchor tag, and do likewise, and for me to just target this one, right? So for me to target this anchor tag, I think we only have a single anchor tag. Now let's see. Let's choose the A selector to see whether we have that we have the link there. Okay, yes, this is the link, this article, right? So now I want to change this first letter here, just this A. Let's see. So I can now take out use my pseudo element. I will say first letter, just the first letter. I want it blue. Hold on. There is another, okay, this style is overriding it. Let me just take this style out. Is there any other style? Okay, this one is overriding it. Let me take this style out. Okay. Is there any A tag here? Okay, no. Before I use the first, let me see. Am I getting the color blue? Okay, yes, I'm getting that color blue. Okay, that's fine. So now let me use the first letter and see if I will have my desire. My desire is to just style the very first character here, which is A. So let's go back. It's not giving me what I desire. I don't know why. First letter. It should give me that. Okay, let me do something. Let me try font size. Let me just copy this. Font size. Make it 3M. It should give me that. I don't know why it's not giving me that. It should. Let me see. Is it that's the only single anchor tag there? Okay, I'm going to investigate why this is not starting according to what I desire. Because this is the element. This is the element, which is the A, and the first letter there is A, so it should target that one. So I need to, I will find out why that is not working. I'm going to find out more about that. But I want you to just take it that pseudo element kind of select part of an element, like what we demonstrated here in this case, and try to style either the first line or the first letter. There are many, actually. There are many pseudo elements. Let me hold on. Still don't understand why this is not giving me what I desire. This is commented out. This is commented out. There's no that here. Yes. Okay. There's no there's no problem. So I'm going to investigate why that is not working accordingly. So this should be red, yes, but this should come up. Now there are other pseudo elements. If you type, you can see there are so many. This one says that after that element, do something, which this one is trying to do here. Like, look at this one here. This one is saying that after the A element, this anchor element, put this content right there, this attribute, href, put it there and give it a color of, let me comment this one out, and give it a color of gray. And that is why you have this style in there. So, and this red color is as a result of this style at this point in time, at this level. And the decoration is known. Decoration means that we don't want it underlined. If you remember, if I remove this one now, it should be underlined, right? But we don't want that. So always remove the decoration in your links. So is there any question before we move to the assignment? Is there any question? Is there any question? Okay, I want to assume there's no question. So now I'm going to pause the recording now. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
now the assignments for you to submit in the next class, which is Saturday, which is coming up on Saturday, 13th of this month, is for you to create this menu. I want you to create this menu. I just want to see menu. You can use whatever color you want, but what I want to see is I want to see the home, the about, the services, the gallery, and contact. Then I want to see the change in states the moment my mouse goes over each of them, like so. So you can use whatever color you want. You can use whatever method you want to use, right, to achieve this. So, but I want to see this. You can decide to move to make the total width of this navbar to spread to the end from left to right, no problem. All I want to see is I want to see the home, the about, the services,
Yeah.
the gallery, the contacts, and I want to be able to over it and make have some kind of change in state in it. So is there any question? Is there any question on the assignment?
No.
No, sir.
Okay. Somebody wants to talk.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, no question on the assignment.
No, sir.
Okay, good.
Sorry.
So like I said, I want to repeat. You can decide to use whatever color of your choice, right? Use the color of your choice. If you want this to span from left to right to far right, no problem. All I want to see is that I want to see the home menu, the about menu, the services menu, the gallery menu, and the contact menu. And I want each of it to change state the moment I move my mouse over each of those menus. All right, thank you. So see you this coming Saturday, by God's grace.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.